Hey guys, Anime West Reacts here is going to review for Chapter 7, or UQ Holder Chapter 173. So yeah, chapter starts off, Toto waking up after everything that happened. Karen's there like, oh, you're awake. And she's Toto's like, Karen Senpai, and then she says, we brought you back to UQ Holder's hideout, in Kyokan. You've been asleep for a very long time. And she's like, yeah. You owe a lot to Kirie and Kuramaru. They stayed by you constantly for 2 whole days and nights. So I figured it was about time someone made them take a break. So she was like, I see, Kuramaru cut me with a Fushibari, but there's not even a scar. And Karen says Fushibari can be healed by breaking the sword that inflicted it. Remember, since Kuramaru was the divine blade since Kuramaru was the divine blade, there are any number of ways to deal with the effect, pretty much. Yeah. Since Kuramaru is the one who cut him, there's ways of going about healing him, although it did seem to require some kind of ritual, they say, Current says. And it's like, I hope you appreciate it. And he's like, okay. Or she says, man, I think. And he says, I already appreciate it. I appreciate everyone too. Or everyone. Yeah, everyone, you too. And then Karen's like, And so Toad's like, so, how did everything go? It's like, you don't remember well. Yeah, so we go flashback to see what happened. Toda, like, falls over after the whole hug with Kuramaru. Like, Todoku, and he's like, it really isn't easy getting stabbed in the heart with Fushibari. And then, like, Kuramaru's like, I have to help you. And it's like, no, I have to get help. Or Kuramaru's like, I have to help you. And then he's like, no, I have to get help. And the brother shows up, says, there will be no need for that, Kuramaru. It's like, Nisama. It seems that help has already arrived. Here are your comrades. And it's like, what? And you see, like, all of UQ Holder pretty much showed up. You got Jinbei, so yeah, pretty much all the numbers showed up. Describe it. Chapter is titled Training from Hell. So yeah, Nikitas, I think is his name. So look at this, there's no one left to fight. Yeah, pretty much all the numbers are here, and they're just like, yeah, there's no one left to fight. And then Sword Guy is like, I thought I'd get to cross swords with fencers from the illustrious Shinmei school, and totally guys. Kern's like, I suppose we are too late. Curious, like, you look awful, and then they're like, how? And it's like, someone's lower half came to deliver us an SOS. Absolutely ruined our tea time, I'll have you know. And why do you look like that anyway? Well, stuff happened. And he's like, oof. So yeah, he goes back on one leg. Jinbei's like, oh. And then it's like, Ginbu or something like that. It's like, well. It's like, Gin something. Sword Guy is like, that is a formidable concentration of magic particles. It might not be wrong to consider him a Demon King class monster. In that case, I can see how he fought off an entire army of Shinmei school fencers. And he's like, this is someone I'd love to cut through. And so, yeah, Toto goes back to normal, or back out of that form pretty much. He's like, okay, I'm back to normal, good. Curious, like, this is definitely a better look for you, I agree. Karen's like, I agree. Kuramaru's like, something about that hot guy form was really bugging me. And yeah, Santa's like, there's no pleasing you, is there? Kuramaru's like, or Toda says, and Kuramaru's like, are you okay, Toda? And yeah, then Karen seems like, look at him. And Karen's like, Yukime-sama was saying we might need all our older forces to take care of this, but he handled it all on his own. This man is so. Then his words flash back to her, says, Senpai, let's save the world together. Toda looks over and smiles, and he's like blushing and looks away. It's like, Yeah, Karen being tsundere about it. Still. So, yeah, I guess Yukime is like, I'm sure this trial will turn out to have been good for Kuramaru and Toda. Thank you, Tokisaka. Then he says, no, I did nothing. It was all Toda-kun's work. I should be thanking you for taking Kuramaru under your care. Then, yeah, like, everyone's like, nice work defending Kuramaru. Well done. You defeated the Shinmei School's army. And then, yeah, like, yeah, splendid work. I'd like to hear all about it. And then Toda's like, no, I barely did anything. It was all Kuramaru who did all the heavy lifting, and then he passes out. It's like, and now here we are. And Karen's like explaining what current situation is. It seems that thanks to his exploits, the radical pro-war faction of the Shinmei School has lost its momentum. Now Kuramaru's brother is working to restructure the clan. He was grateful to you, and then like, oh, well, that's good. And we learned why the radicals were in such a hurry. So yeah, they learned why they were trying to do that thing with Kuramaru in the first place. It was like, what? They had an independent information network which had all but pinned down Yalda's exact location. And Toad's like, what, for real? And Karen's like, yes, and then Yukime comes in. She says, I'll take it from here. I hear you gained some new power, Toda. And he's like, yeah. I can manipulate my blood to make me fly. Basically, I figured out more ways to use my unlimited supply of magic. Yukime's like, good. And more than that, you seem to have deepened your relationship with Kuramaru. And it's like, well, what do you mean? And then she's like, no need to be bashful. That bond will be a powerful asset in the battles to come. The battle to come. And Toda's like, so yeah, it's like, now back to business. The mage of the beginning, the life maker Yalda Balith, we'll find her on Pluto, and we have 6 months. And then Toda's like, Pluto, the one that was the 10th planet for forever ago? And it's like, wait. And he's like, wait, 6 months. And Yukime says yes, and she starts explaining. The sorcerers of the Shinmei School have done an analysis of the abnormal currents in the magical destruction across the solar system. They found that the magic in Pluto's sector will reach its peak in about 1 year's time. This will be enough magic to activate Yalda's ultimate spell, Cosmo Entelecheia, I think is the pronunciation. And so yeah, Toda's like, so you're saying 6 months until the end of the world? Yukime's like, there's no absolute proof, but the predicted figures are too dangerous to ignore. And then Toad's like, 6 months, but that's not enough time. And then Yukime's like, we get out in 1 week. And I'm like, what? Toad's like, what week? She says, in 1 week, Pluto is far away. There is no teleportation gate there. Even ships with the best technology available need at least 5 months to get there. In orbit, they're currently working as fast as they can to put together a fleet of 150 cutting-edge ships hoping to set sail in a month. We and Holder want to be on board those ships. If we don't get space from the tower in 1 week, we won't make it. Toto's just like, well, one week, we're gonna set out to fight the last boss in a week. There's no possible way that's gonna be enough time. I haven't gotten ready. I haven't even. And yeah, someone says, "What are you freaking out about, Mr. Incompetent?" As Kyrie and Kuramaru and Kyrie say, "My power 6 months can become as many months as we want." And then it's like, guys of. And it's like, of course, with Kyrie's power, we can do anything. We can train for infinity. She's like a god. And yeah, she like laughing and saying, or giggling, and says, "You're welcome now. Bow before me." And then Toto's like, "That's a relief." And says, "And oh yeah, thanks for looking after me." And they say, Kuramaru's like, "Sure," and Kyrie is like, it's what anybody would do. And then Yuhime says, "Well, you're up to speed. Problem now, Tota, is your White of Mars. The magic canceling ability you inherited from the Imperial Princess of Twilight, the ultimate magic weapon against the Audibath, the White of Mars. We need you to have perfect control over that ability." And he says, "Yeah, of course, but even with White of Mars, I don't know if I can save Grandpa." So Yuhime says, "From the next week, we at Yuki Holder will make use of Kyrie Sakurame's unique skill to put you through an endless training from hell." So yeah, it's like, "Tota, you will do whatever it takes to master the White of Mars. Kuramaru, the leader of the Shinmei school, planned to use the Divine Blade to destroy Yahoda. You will now make its powers a part of you. I have no doubt it will be a great asset." So she says, "Our entire strategy will hang on you two. You will raise yourselves to such a level that your powers can compare even to Juzo's. This is for the future of humankind. Whining will not be tolerated. Do you understand?" So yeah, they're like, "Bring it on, yes." And so next thing we transition to is everyone at the beach. So you got Mizore, Setsuna, Haruna, and all of them pretty much playing on the beach. And so Kuramaru's like, weren't we supposed to be using this time for training from hell? No wonder with Kirie-chan's power, we practically have an eternity. We can spend some time relaxing. He's right, there's no need to rush, but maybe this is too relaxed." Yeah, like everyone's just chilling pretty much. It's like, well, Toto-kun at least seems to be going through hell. So yeah, we go over Toto getting exploded. Like, whole top half of him gets blasted off. And he like quickly brings himself back and is like, "Oh, you healed yourself quite quickly. Well done." He's like, "Now then, I'm going to keep them coming." And Toto says, Wait, time out. Um, Shichijuro-san, I think is his name. Or their name, since they're ghosts, technically. And Toto's like, "I'm really struggling here. All these attacks in a row, I can't." And like, "Oh, but Toto-sama, this is merely the beginning. You must learn to cancel all of this magic with one hand. I've heard that Asuna Kagazaka-sama could neutralize any magic with ease." And then, yeah, they all show up behind him like, "What's all this? Looks fun." He's like, "So you're just hitting Toto with all your magic? I want in." It's like, wait. It was like, what? And it's like, "Why, hello, gentlemen. I can't. Can I use magic infused bullets instead? How about a sword?" And Toto's like, "Nah." And it's like, "Just senpais." And then Donna drops in behind him. And she's just like, "What is going on here? Are you trying to have all the fun without me. When it comes to blowing Tota to pieces, I have no equal. They're like, well, Donna-sama. And it's like, Tota's like, Master, if we take it in a rotation, then we can blow him up continuously from morning to night. And they're, so yeah, pretty much just forming in order to attack, kill Tota constantly, pretty much. And they're like, I think we can do about 3 kills a minute. It's like, come on, guys. Well, what are you waiting for? I'll start with the S-Class Explosive Fire Magic. Tota's like, wait, don't. It's a huge explosion. It's like, well, a few days later. So we got Chichijiro saying it can be nice lying around indoors with all my friends. To think our Kiryu-sama inviting friends over for a pajama party. She's like, leave me alone. Yeah, leave me alone. Please call me senpai, I think is what it says, or something like that. Sepko, I think is what she says. And it's like, I'll stick with Nanako. Like, and the Karin says, and you've been staying in Kiryu's room since the incident, Kuramaru. Kuramaru's like, well, it's just that if I stay with Tota now, I start thinking about certain things, and Nanako's like, Kuramaru-sama, since you are his roommate, you could just casually make your move on him. Yeah, Kuramaru's like, make my butt. And Nanako's like, I find it unlikely that Tota-kun would refuse you, and like, couldn't. Nanako says, you appear to be on a similar wavelength as far as I can tell. And Kuramaru's like, wait, just. And then, yeah, Nanako looks over at Karin, and Kiryu is like, then what about you two? And they're like, Kiryu is like, huh? And Karin's like, what? And then Nanako is like, Yukihime has already given you her permission. In fact, she welcomes the idea of deepening your relationships with him. They're like, what deepen relationship? If it got any deeper, then it's like, and they just kind of like, grr. And then Karin's like, now I do owe him for what he's done for me, and Yukihime-sama and the revulsion I used to feel towards him has gone down, but there is no reason I should have to further deepen my relationship with that man. And then Nanako's like, is that so? Well, in any case, the fact is, this may be the last chance you have to relax. Surely you'd rather not to miss the opportunity. So you got Kiryu, Kuramaru, and Karin like, no, I don't really. And Tota like comes in all drained in there from like constantly being killed, and he's like, Kuramaru, are you in here? And Nanako's like, speak of the devil. Everyone looks over and says, Tota-kun, it's not working, nothing's working. Could you give me a few pointers on how to control my chi? And it like falls to the floor. Like, Tota-kun, Tota, get up. So curious, the first one. Think about something. It's like, excuse me, what are you doing? Falling asleep in my room. He's like, you smell like sweat. Like, no, he smells like blood and burnt meat. Has this incompetent had a bath? And it's like, well, he has been training with everyone for several days. Like, I don't believe this. Would you wake up? You're bothering people, Mr. Incompetent. And Kuramaru's like, stay with this, Tota-kun. And this Nanako or Sepko is just like, he's completely wiped out. Well, I can't say I blame him. There's only one thing to do for it. And then, like, throws him over her shoulder and says, we'll have to wash him up and put him to bed. And then they're just like, just, because, like, throws her throws Toad over her shoulder and immediately starts like undressing him. Pretty much, it's like, "Come along, Kuramaru-sama, take your clothes off too." And like, what? Now we take him to the bath and hold him up like this. And it's like, what? It's Karin and Kiryu start blushing. And then, yeah, it's like, and I'll excuse myself and be like, "No, please come back. What's happening here?" It's like, you let people get you into things far too easily, Kuramaru. So, like, Kuramaru and Toda nude in the bath, pretty much. It's like, wait a minute, weren't you going to clean him? And Nako's just like, "I must be organizing Yukihime-sama's files, and I believe the three of you are better suited for this job. By the way, ladies, don't you think this could be your chance?" And it's like, "Kirie-chan, Karin-senpai, help." And they just look at each other and it's like, "Alright, fine, Karin, come on." And Karin's like, "No, wait, why? Wait, I." And so, yeah, they all end up in the bath bathing Toda. So, yeah, Karin's just like, "What are you embarrassed about? You've been in the bath before with him, haven't you?" And it's like, "No, we didn't wash each other." And so, yeah, you got Kuramaru holding him up, and then the other two are like bathing him pretty much. And Kuramaru's like, "Too much touching." So, yeah, Kiryu is like, the blood and burnt smells are not coming out. It's going too deep, or it's gone too deep. At this point, I think our best option is to power wash him with a high velocity cannon. Yeah, all the like burnt flesh and stuff is not coming off of him pretty much. So they're just like, "What do we do about it?" And then Kuramaru's like, "I don't think we can do that." And Kiryu's like, "Just have to really scrub him down." And it's like, "Yeah, really scrub." They all start blushing. Karin's thinking, "What is even happening? Why am I still here? Shouldn't I have let these two handle this with Nano?" Nah. And Kiryu's thoughts, "This is not good. All I'm doing is watching him, but if Nanako didn't have to say all that, then all I'm doing is watching him, so why?" And then Kuramaru's just like, not even thinking, just like, I. And it's like, "Come on, Kuramaru, scrub. And so, yeah, it's like, okay. So, yeah, they're all like blushing, and then it says, "There, he's all clean." And then Kiryu's like, "No, not all. Right, we still have to." And they're just looking and like, "We still have to what?" And Karin's like, "Go ahead, Karin." Or Kiryu's like, "Go ahead, Karin-chan. You're the oldest." And I was like, "Huh, why should I have to touch such a filthy impure?" And yeah, Karin, like, "Kuramaru, you've been a man before, right? So you've had one, right?" It's like, "Okay, we do it together." And they're like, "What? On three? 1, 2, 3." And I was like, "I had moved." And so yeah, they get him to the bed, and they're just like, "After all that, can't believe he's still asleep. Well, he has died and come back to life at least thousands times. At least 15,000 times, even Toda couldn't." And it's like, I can't help starting to feel sorry for him. Anyway, it was a long road. We soaked him in the tub, we dried him out, put pajamas on him, but now we're finally finished." So they're just like, there, pretty much like. And then Karin says, "No, we're just getting started." Kuramaru's like, "What?" I'm curious, like, "What are you saying, Karin-chan?" She's like, "Yukihime-sama's orders were to deepen your relationship." And then curious, like, "Huh? Were they actually orders?" She just told them to do that. She didn't really order them to do that. But yeah. Curious, like, "What? But look at him. You want to deepen our relationship now, all of us. As in together, all 4 of us together." And then Karin's like, "Huh, 4? No. No, we can't. That's too..." advanced. Yeah. Sorry, the words are like really tiny. That's why I have to like real hard. They're like Karan-chan, and your millennia of life existence. Curious saying, Karan-chan, your millennia of life experience. No, Karan's like, no, even I haven't been in a situation with 3 women surrounding a sleeping man. And it's like, wait, Karan-chan, it's too weak. Kurama's like, so what do we do? Just like stop. And then Kiryu is like, kiss? Like, what if we just try kissing him? We all already done it to make our patios. So the hurdle shouldn't be too high. Good point. You're a genius, Kiryu. And it's like Kurama and Kiryu looking at each other and then saying, Karan, come on. Or come on, Karan-chan. She's like, no, not like that for me. And it's like, really? Then I'll just go ahead. And so, yeah, you got both Kurama and Kiryu kissing him on the cheeks. Karan's like, what is happening? I mean, I know I instigated this, so I have to go. I have no right to talk, but this is not a low hurdle. This is ridiculously lewd. And there's consent issues here. So yeah, both Kiryu and Kurama are just saying his name. And yeah, Karan's just in the back like this is that okay? There are definite consent problems. And then she's like, no, don't have a single reason to stop them. I don't even know why I'm here. And Kurama looks over at Karan's like, come on, Karan senpai. And she's like, no, I'd rather pass. Kiryu is like, no, you have to, Karan-chan. And they like kind of pull her over on top of him. And she's like looking, and she's like, no, I'm not. And wait, I'm not what? I've already had any number of chances to leave, but for whatever reason, I'm still here. So yeah, like, she's not really here because she doesn't want to be here. Otherwise, she would have just left. So Karen's like, what am I doing? What am I thinking? She's like, no, my loyalty belongs to Yukihime-sama and her alone. Nothing will ever shake that. But think of it as thanking him for what he did for me and Yukihime-sama. Then I might. Yes, it's just a kiss. And so she does it too, pretty much. But she does it on the mouth. And yeah, both Kiryu and Kurama are like, whoa, Karan senpai, I'm impressed. And then she's just like, did I have a reason to kiss him on the lips? And then you see Toad's like hands come up and like grabs all 3 of them. And they're all like shocked and it's like, Toto, we're sorry we were just, and wait, did you grow more hands? Yeah, 'cause that's what it looks like. And Karen's like, it's not what you think, Tota. You have it wrong. It was just a way of saying thank you. So yeah, Tota pretty much has like gotten more hands and like hugging them pretty much. And it's like, Karen's like, Tota, calm down. I mean, this situation may make it impossible to do anything resembling calming down, but let's just try to keep a level head. And so he like puts his hand on their head pretty much and says, don't worry, I'm here for you. We'll always be together. So yeah, they start laughing. They all start laughing because of how weird they were being. And it's like, what are we even doing? And then Kiryu is like, never had to rush it. And Kurama is like, that's true, we'll finish this. When the time comes, let's promise to come back, all of us together. We won't lose anyone. And it's like, yeah, and then Toto wakes up. Wakes up to, yeah, all 3 of them, like, passed out around him. It's like, what's this? It's like, what's all this? What happened here? So yeah, pretty good chapter overall. Long one. So yeah, be sure to leave a like, comment down below, subscribe for more anime reaction reviews and manga reviews. Check links down below to my Twitter, Twitch, and Discord. And I will see y'all for the next episode. So yeah, later.